In the previous example, we had used the system prompt or the developer prompt to make the AI model behave as a mathematics teacher. Now, let's say you are building an application for your tutorial farm wherein you want to provide teaching to your students not only for mathematics or not only on mathematics but on physics, chemistry, and other subjects also. Maybe coding, SQL, so on and so forth. What do you have to do in that case? You have to create different prompts for different subjects. The entire message would be the same, but only the subject and maybe the topics will change. Imagine that you are building a large scale application which is maybe a retail application, right? And you are using the GenAI models to create an application which will answer the retail related questions. And if you have seen online retail portals, the number of categories are pretty high. I mean, it can be in hundreds also. Now, to create messages in hundreds, system messages or user messages is pretty tedious task. So that's where the prompt template comes into picture. This is used as a reusable input template, not an output template. This is used as a reusable input template, and it can be used with roles. The major purpose of the prompt template is to be used with the roles. And while creating a prompt, we provide the ID, its version, and the variables. What do I mean by that? Let's say this is the message. If you look at the message, this is similar to what I had shown you in the previous video. I'm saying, or I'm putting a system or developer message like, consider yourself as a teacher of the subject and you are expert in a particular topic. Do not answer any questions that are not related to the subject and the topic. If you get questions other than the subject or topic, answer with the response followed by the response. Now see here, the word subject, topic, and additional response, those are a little different than all the other words. So these are the variables of the prompt, and this is the prompt template. Now this prompt template would be used everywhere. You can use this prompt template into multiple prompts, and for every prompt you'll pass the variables subject, topic, and additional response. Here the variables are the subject, the topic, and the additional response, and then you will create your response API using the prompt. First you'll have to create the prompt, and then you'll have to provide the prompt ID and the corresponding variables. So we create this prompt ID separately, we get the prompt ID, and when you plan to use this prompt template in the responses API, we have to provide the ID of the prompt and its corresponding variables. So this is what the prompt parameter does. We are passing a prompt template and its corresponding variables. There are some other parameters that are associated with prompt. One is the prompt cache key and then prompt cache retention. Prompt cache key is used to save the prompt template in memory of the model, and then using prompt cache retention, we tell the model how long we want to save the prompt template in the memory. The reason it is stored in memory and the reason it is useful, because every time it will not read the prompt template separately, it will just read from memory and that's it. Now typically you should use prompt caching when the prompt size is more than maybe 10k, 20k tokens. This is the input prompt I'm talking about. If your prompt size is in thousands token wise, then you should use the prompt template. But for simple prompts like ours, obviously prompt template does not make too much of sense. Now let's look at this prompt template first in the platform and then in the coding. I'll be creating a new prompt. Format would be text, effort would be none. The reason I'm providing none effort because I do not want to consume the output tokens. The verbosity is medium, summary is auto, and store is true. And let me just paste whatever is there in the PPT that I provided. And this is the message that I had provided. It's the same message. The variables are subject, topic, and additional response. The reason these are in red because I'll have to add the variables here using this variables option. So if I add subject, you see all the subject variables are in green. Then I'll have to add the second variable, which is topic, and then the third variable, which is additional response, using this variable option. Now all the three variables have been added. Now my prompt is ready. Now whenever I provide this to any user, any end user to ask a question, I'll be using the variables to create maybe a mathematics tutor or a physics tutor or biology tutor, etc. Let me save it first. So this is the prompt ID actually that has been created. I can use this prompt ID, and the version is 1, and these are the 3 variables. And here I'll have to pass the subject. Let's say it is physics. Topic might be mechanics. Mechanics related questions. This is what the additional response is. Now this is the platform, right? Of course, I'll go into the coding and then I'll show you how it is done. Now let me ask, what is linear algebra? Now it says I cannot answer any questions that are not related to physics or mechanics. Please ask mechanics related questions. Now the physics is being populated by the variable subjects and the mechanics is being populated by the topic mechanics, and that's it. Additional response is the additional response. Now if I ask what is electricity in physics, right? So this is what I'm asking. Now this is related to physics, that's why it is answering. Electricity in physics is a set of associated electric charge, so on and so forth. Now if I ask what is mechanics, it will give us the proper answer. Now it is related to motion, force, mass, etc. So it is behaving as if it is a physics teacher. Now if I change the variable to, let's say, mathematics, this would be linear algebra. And let me ask the same question, what is mechanics? Now it should respond with I cannot answer, because this one has been picked from the developer message, right? I have changed it. So you can change the developer message dynamically also. This is what a prompt template is. And I have created the prompt template here and I have saved the prompt ID. I'll be using the same prompt ID in my code also. I can create a prompt template in my code as well. But it is better to create the prompt template in the console and then come and use it in the code. Everything remains the same, but I'll be using the prompt variable. Now in the prompt variable, I'll have to pass the prompt ID and its corresponding version. This is the prompt ID that I had saved. Then I'll have to define the version, which is 1, and then the variables. Let's say subject would be chemistry, topic would be organic chemistry. This is what the additional response would be. Please ask me questions related to organic chemistry only. So this is the prompt or the prompt variable. Now I'll be using the input parameter to pass the question. Now I can use the role also, but if you do not mention any role, by default it would be the user role. And I'm asking what is linear algebra. Obviously the response would be that ask chemistry questions only. Let's look at it. So it says I cannot answer any questions that are not related to so and so. Please ask me questions related to organic chemistry. So let me ask what is the formula of benzene. Now it should answer because this is related to organic chemistry and the molecular formula benzene is C6H6, which is correct. Now it was able to answer. Now this is how we can use prompt template. Now if I change it to, let's say, physics, and this one would be electricity, and let me ask this question again, it should it should provide the answer, or it should respond that we'll have to ask related to physics and electricity, and it is showing organic chemistry because this is what I have hard coded. Let me ask what is a capacitor. Now it should be able to answer because this is a question which is related to physics and that to electricity, right? So this is how we can use a prompt template.